Perhaps tonight you carry burdens that feel too heavy for your shoulders. Your heart may be weary from the struggles of this day, and your spirit might feel distant from the peace you desperately crave. But let me tell you something profound. In the quiet hours of the night, when the world grows still and your defenses come down, God draws near with a healing whisper that can transform everything. The darkness you fear, the silence you try to fill, the restless thoughts that chase away sleep, these are not barriers to encountering the divine. They are invitations. God specializes in meeting us in our most vulnerable moments, when we have nowhere left to turn but toward His embrace. Tonight, you are not alone in your pain. Tonight, you are not forgotten in your struggle. Tonight, the Creator of the universe bends down to whisper healing over your weary soul. Before we begin this sacred journey together, I want you to understand something crucial. This is not just another prayer you will hear and forget. This is an encounter waiting to happen. This is healing positioned to flow into the deepest places of your being while you rest. Your bedroom is about to become holy ground, and your sleep will become a sanctuary where heaven touches earth. Now find yourself a quiet space. Turn off the distractions that compete for your attention. Let the soft glow of lamplight or the gentle darkness of your room envelop you like a blanket of peace. Take a moment to breathe deeply, allowing your shoulders to release the tension they have been carrying. Feel your heart beat slow as you prepare to enter into something beautiful and transformative. God has been waiting for this moment. He has been preparing your heart for this encounter long before you even realized you needed it. The pain you carry, the wounds that throb in the quiet moments, the fears that whisper lies in your ear, He sees them all. And tonight, He wants to speak His truth over every broken place within you. As we prepare to pray together, I want you to understand the power that rests in these moments before sleep. There is something sacred about the threshold between waking and rest. Your conscious mind begins to quiet, your analytical thoughts fade, and your spirit becomes more receptive to the gentle voice of God. It is in this liminal space that healing often comes not as a lightning bolt, but as a gentle rain that soaks into parched ground. Scripture tells us that He gives His beloved sleep, but it is so much more than physical rest that God desires to give you. He wants to give you soul rest. He wants to give you the kind of deep, restorative peace that can only come from knowing you are completely loved, fully accepted, and eternally held in His hands. Tonight, as you surrender to sleep, you also surrender to His healing presence. The whispers of God are not loud or demanding. They do not compete with the noise of the world or the chaos of anxious thoughts. His whispers come in the stillness, soft and sure, carrying the power to heal what has been broken and restore what has been lost. These whispers speak identity over insecurity, hope over despair, love over fear, and wholeness over the fragmented pieces of your heart. Perhaps you have been carrying physical pain that steals your rest and clouds your days. Maybe emotional wounds from past betrayals or disappointments have left you feeling raw and unhealed. Or possibly you struggle with spiritual dryness, feeling disconnected from the God you long to know more deeply. Whatever brings you to this moment, know that you have come to the right place. God's healing knows no boundaries, and His love recognizes no limits. As we enter into prayer together, I want to prepare your heart for what may come. Healing rarely happens exactly as we expect it to. Sometimes it comes as an instant miracle that changes everything in a moment. Other times it arrives as a slow, steady restoration that unfolds over days, weeks, or months. Sometimes the healing we receive is different from the healing we thought we needed, but it is always exactly what our souls require. God sees beyond our immediate pain to the root causes that feed our struggles. He understands the connections between our past wounds and our present difficulties. His healing touch reaches not just the symptoms we feel, but the deep sources of our need. Tonight, as you open your heart to receive, trust that He knows exactly what you need and how to provide it. The beauty of nighttime prayer is that it requires nothing from you but surrender. You do not need to perform or prove yourself worthy. You do not need to have perfect faith or eloquent words. You simply need to come as you are, with all your brokenness and all your hope, and allow yourself to be loved. In your weakness, His strength is made perfect. In your emptiness, His fullness finds space to dwell. I have witnessed countless people discover the profound healing that comes through surrendering their nights to God. There is something about releasing control as we drift toward sleep that opens doors in our spirit that remain closed during our busy, guarded days. When we stop trying to manage and fix and control, we create space for God to move in ways that surpass our understanding. Your bedroom becomes a sanctuary tonight, not because of its physical properties, but because of the spiritual invitation you extend. When you welcome God's presence into your most intimate space, when you invite His healing whisper into your deepest wounds, you transform an ordinary room into a place where miracles happen. The pillow beneath your head becomes an altar of surrender, and the blankets that cover you become a tangible reminder of His comforting embrace. As we prepare to pray, release any expectations about how this experience should unfold. God is not limited by our preconceptions or confined by our past experiences. He may speak to you through gentle impressions, through vivid dreams, through a deep sense of peace that settles over your spirit, or through the simple gift of truly restful sleep for the first time in weeks or months. Some who join us in this prayer will feel immediate shifts in their emotional or physical condition. Others will wake tomorrow morning with a quiet confidence that something has changed, even if they cannot name exactly what it is. Still others will find that the healing unfolds gradually over the coming days, manifesting in increased strength, clearer thinking, deeper peace, or renewed hope. What matters most is not the timing or the method of your healing, but your openness to receive whatever God desires to give you. He is not a God who withholds good things from His children. He is not a distant deity who remains unmoved by your pain. He is your loving Father who sees every tear, knows every hurt, and longs to bring wholeness to every broken place within you. The whisper of God that comes in the night carries authority that can reshape your reality. His words spoken over you in the darkness have the power to rewrite the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what is possible for your life. Where you have heard accusations, you will hear affirmations. Where you have felt condemnation, you will experience compassion. Where you have known rejection, you will discover acceptance beyond your wildest dreams. Tonight marks a turning point in your journey toward wholeness. You may not fully understand the significance of this moment until you look back from a place of greater health and peace. But know that your decision to seek God's healing whisper is already beginning to shift things in the spiritual realm. Angels are taking notice. Heaven is responding to your cry for help. The God who spoke the universe into existence is turning His full attention toward your need. As we transition now into prayer, let your body settle into a position of comfort and rest. Allow your breathing to become slow and steady. Feel the weight of the day lifting from your shoulders as you consciously choose to place every concern, every fear, every pain into God's capable hands. You are safe here. You are loved here. You are about to be healed here. The same God who created you in your mother's womb, who breathed life into your lungs at birth, who has sustained you through every challenge you have faced, is present with you now. He has not brought you this far to abandon you. He has not allowed you to survive everything you have endured only to leave you broken and hopeless. Tonight, He meets you exactly where you are, and from this place of divine encounter, He will lead you into a tomorrow filled with greater wholeness than you have ever known. Your healing begins now, in this moment of surrender, in this choice to believe that God's love for you is greater than whatever seeks to destroy you. As we pray together, receive His whispers of healing into every cell of your body, every chamber of your heart, and every corner of your soul. Close your eyes now and feel the gentle presence of the Almighty settling around you, like morning dew. This is the hour when heaven bends low to touch earth, when the veil between the seen and unseen grows thin, and when God's healing power flows most freely into receptive hearts. You have positioned yourself perfectly to receive what your soul has been crying out for, perhaps without you even realizing it. In this sacred stillness, let me share with you the profound truth that changes everything. God's healing whisper is not dependent on your circumstances. It does not require perfect health to bring you healing, perfect faith to strengthen your trust, or perfect peace to calm your storms. His whisper comes precisely because you need it, precisely because you are broken, precisely because you have reached the end of your own strength, and discovered it was never enough. The whisper that comes to you tonight carries within it the same creative power that spoke light into darkness and breathed life into dust. When God whispers healing over your body, every cell responds to his voice. When he whispers peace over your mind, anxious thoughts lose their grip and fearful imaginations fade away. When he whispers love over your heart, the walls you have built to protect yourself begin to crumble, making room for the intimacy your soul has always craved. But here is what makes tonight different from every other night. You are no longer striving to earn what is already yours. You are no longer working to deserve what has already been given. You are simply resting in the truth that healing is your inheritance as a child of the Most High God. It belongs to you not because you are perfect, but because He is perfect. It flows to you not because you are worthy, but because His love makes you worthy. Feel the atmosphere in your room beginning to shift as faith rises in your heart. The air itself seems to carry hope, and every breath you take draws in the life-giving presence of your Creator. This is not your imagination playing tricks on you. This is the reality of a God who inhabits the praises of His people and manifests His presence wherever He is truly welcomed. Your physical body, which may have been a source of pain or limitation, is about to become a vessel for God's miraculous power. Every ache, every disease, every dysfunction that has robbed you of vitality is being exposed to the healing light of His presence. His whisper speaks to inflammation and commands it to decrease. His voice addresses pain and orders it to release its hold. His breath touches weakness and transforms it into strength. But physical healing is only one dimension of what God desires to accomplish in your life tonight. He sees the emotional wounds that have never properly healed, the soul injuries that throb beneath the surface of your daily existence. Perhaps you have carried the pain of abandonment, the sting of betrayal, the weight of rejection, or the burden of shame. These invisible wounds often hurt more than physical ailments because they attack your very sense of worth and belonging. Tonight, God's healing whisper penetrates these deep places with surgical precision. His voice speaks new identity over old insecurities. Where you have heard whispers of worthlessness, His voice declares your immeasurable value. Where you have been told you are too damaged to be loved, His whisper proclaims that you are His beloved, chosen before the foundation of the world. Where you have believed yourself to be beyond repair, His gentle voice announces that He specializes in making all things new. The transformation happening within you right now extends beyond what you can see or feel in this moment. In the spiritual realm, chains that have bound you for years are snapping. Doors that have been locked against hope are swinging wide open. Walls that have separated you from experiencing God's goodness are crumbling to dust. You are being liberated from prisons you may not have even realized were holding you captive. As your breathing deepens and your body relaxes more fully, allow yourself to sink into the profound safety of being completely known and completely loved by your Creator. He knows every secret you have tried to hide, every mistake that haunts your memories, every fear that whispers lies in the darkness. And knowing all of this, He loves you still, not despite your flaws, but including them, not waiting for you to clean yourself up, but accepting you exactly as you are in this moment. This acceptance is not passive tolerance, but active, passionate love that sees your potential and calls it forth. God's healing whisper tonight is not just addressing what is wrong with you, but awakening what is right with you. He is not merely removing sickness, but releasing the health that has always been His design for your life. He is not simply taking away pain, but uncovering the joy that has been buried beneath years of struggle. Your mind, which may have been a battlefield of worry and confusion, is being washed clean by the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Thoughts that have tormented you are losing their power to disturb your rest. Mental patterns that have trapped you in cycles of negativity are being broken and replaced with renewed ways of thinking. The fog of depression, the grip of anxiety, the weight of overwhelming stress, all of these are yielding to the superior force of divine peace. In this holy quietness, you may begin to sense God's presence in ways you have never experienced before. Perhaps you feel a gentle warmth spreading through your body, or a lightness in your chest as burdens you have carried for so long suddenly feel less heavy. Maybe you notice that your breathing has become easier, or that tension you did not even realize you were holding has melted away. Some may experience visions or dreams as they drift toward sleep, pictures painted by the Holy Spirit to communicate truth that words cannot fully express. Others may simply feel an overwhelming sense of being loved, accepted, and valued beyond measure. Still others may wake in the morning with clarity about situations that have puzzled them, or with strength to face challenges that previously seemed insurmountable. Whatever form your healing takes tonight, receive it with gratitude and without questioning whether you deserve it. Healing is not a reward for good behavior, but a gift of grace that flows from a heart of infinite love. You do not earn it through perfect prayer or flawless faith. You receive it simply by opening your hands and your heart to accept what God delights to give. The whisper of healing that comes to you in these quiet hours is not limited by the natural laws that govern your physical world. It operates in the realm of the supernatural, where impossibilities become possibilities, and hopeless situations become testimonies of God's goodness. Cancer cells respond to His voice and cease their destructive activity. Broken bones align themselves at His command. Diseased organs remember their original design and begin to function as they were created to. Your emotional healing is equally miraculous, though perhaps less dramatic in its manifestation. Hearts that have been hardened by betrayal begin to soften. Spirits that have been crushed by disappointment start to lift. Souls that have been withered by neglect begin to bloom again under the nurturing care of divine love. You are not being patched up or temporarily repaired. You are being made new from the inside out. As sleep begins to call your name and consciousness starts to fade, know that this is when some of the most profound healing work begins. Your conscious mind, with all its doubts and limitations, steps aside to make room for God's Spirit to work unhindered. In the depths of sleep, He speaks to your spirit in languages deeper than words, imparting truths that your soul recognizes even when your mind cannot comprehend them. The dreams that come to you tonight may carry healing in their imagery, hope in their narratives, and direction in their symbolism. Or you may simply sleep more deeply and peacefully than you have in months or years, waking refreshed and renewed in ways that surprise and delight you. Trust that God knows exactly what your unique situation requires and how best to provide it. Tomorrow morning you may discover that symptoms you have battled for years have diminished or disappeared entirely. Relationships that seemed beyond repair may suddenly show signs of restoration. Circumstances that appeared hopeless may begin to shift in your favor. Or the changes may be more subtle, a lightness in your step, a clearer perspective on old problems, or a quiet confidence that everything is going to work out for your good. The healing that flows through God's whisper tonight penetrates layers of your being that you may have forgotten existed. Deep beneath the surface wounds that demand your daily attention, there are foundational places in your soul where the very essence of who you are has been shaped by experiences both beautiful and traumatic. It is here, in these hidden chambers of your heart, that tonight's divine encounter will do its most transformative work. Your spirit recognizes the voice of its creator, even when your mind struggles to comprehend what is happening. There is a resonance that occurs when heaven touches earth through your yielded heart, a harmony that vibrates through every fiber of your being. This is not mere emotional manipulation or psychological suggestion. This is the supernatural reality of a God who refuses to be limited by the boundaries that confine human understanding. As you settle deeper into this sacred space, allow yourself to remember who you were before the world told you who you should become, before disappointment taught you to expect less, before pain convinced you to hope for smaller things, before fear persuaded you to build walls around your dreams. Tonight, God's whisper is calling forth that original version of yourself, not naive or untested, but pure and uncompromised by the lies that have accumulated over years of living in a broken world. The transformation occurring within you right now is both gentle and revolutionary. Like a master craftsman carefully restoring a precious work of art, God is removing the layers of damage that have obscured your true beauty, while preserving and enhancing everything that makes you uniquely valuable. He is not erasing your story or pretending your struggles never happened. Instead, He is weaving even your pain into a tapestry of purpose that will ultimately serve both your healing and your destiny. Your body, which may have felt like a prison of limitation or a source of constant struggle, is remembering its original design tonight. Every system that has functioned below optimal capacity is being recalibrated to divine specifications. Your immune system strengthens as God's presence flows through your bloodstream. Your nervous system calms as His peace settles into your very neurons. Your endocrine system balances as His harmony restores proper communication between the intricate networks that keep you alive and thriving. But beyond physical restoration, something even more profound is taking place in the realm of your soul. The fundamental beliefs you hold about yourself, about life, about what is possible for someone with your history and your limitations. These core convictions are being examined by divine light and transformed by divine love. Where lies have taken root and grown into strongholds of limitation, truth is now being planted and watered by the Spirit of God. The whisper that comes to you in these moments carries the authority to rewrite the story you have been telling yourself about your future. Perhaps you have believed that your best days are behind you, that certain dreams are no longer realistic, given your age or circumstances, that the damage done to your heart or body is irreversible. Tonight, God's voice speaks a different narrative over your life, one filled with possibility, restoration, and purpose that extends far beyond what you have dared to imagine. Your sleep tonight will be unlike any rest you have experienced in recent memory, not simply because your body will be more relaxed, but because your spirit will finally feel safe enough to let down its guard completely. For too long, part of you has remained vigilant even in sleep, alert to dangers both real and imagined, unable to trust that you are truly protected and cared for. But in this encounter with divine love, every defensive mechanism can finally stand down. The dreams that visit you in these healing hours may carry messages that your waking mind needs to hear, but has been too busy or too hurt to receive. Sometimes God speaks to us in the language of symbols and metaphors, because direct communication would overwhelm our finite understanding. Pay attention not just to the content of what you may dream, but to the emotions these dreams evoke and the sense of direction they provide for your waking life. As consciousness begins its gentle fade into restorative sleep, your spirit remains alert and receptive to the continuous flow of healing energy that surrounds you. This is not a one-time event, but the beginning of an ongoing relationship with God's healing presence in your life. Tonight marks the opening of a door that need never close again, a door between your need and His supply, between your brokenness and His wholeness, between your humanity and His divinity. The angels assigned to minister to you are more active tonight than they have been in months or perhaps years, not because God suddenly decided to pay attention to your situation, but because your heart has finally opened wide enough to receive what has always been available to you. They work while you rest, carrying out assignments of restoration and protection that will continue long after you wake tomorrow morning. Your healing extends beyond your individual need to encompass the ripple effects that will touch everyone in your sphere of influence. As you are restored, you become a source of restoration for others. As you receive hope, you become a hope giver. As you experience unconditional love, you become capable of loving others without conditions. God's investment in your healing tonight is not just about improving your personal circumstances. It is about positioning you to be part of His healing work in a world that desperately needs what you will have to offer. The whisper of God that comes to you now speaks not only healing, but calling, not only restoration, but commission. He is not simply fixing what is broken, but preparing you for what is coming. The struggles you have endured, the pain you have survived, the lessons you have learned through hardship, all of these become tools in His hands to help others find their way through similar difficulties. Your story is being transformed from a tale of victimization to a testimony of victory, from a narrative of loss to a declaration of redemption. The very experiences that once seemed like evidence of God's absence are becoming proof of His faithfulness. The wounds that felt like disqualifications are being revealed as qualifications for ministry to others who carry similar pain. As sleep beckons with gentle insistence, trust that the work beginning in your life tonight will continue in ways both seen and unseen. As mornings you will wake with dramatic improvements that amaze even yourself. Other days the changes will be so subtle that only you will notice the difference. A little more energy, a clearer perspective, a deeper sense of peace, or a stronger confidence in God's goodness toward you. The healing whisper that comes to you in sleep often accomplishes more in hours of rest than months of striving could achieve. This is because healing is not primarily a function of human effort, but of divine grace meeting human surrender. Tonight you have positioned yourself perfectly for this exchange. You have brought your need and your willingness to receive, and God has brought His power and His desire to give. Your bedroom has become a sanctuary, your pillow an altar, your rest an act of worship. In releasing control and yielding to sleep, you demonstrate a trust that touches the heart of God and opens the floodgates of His blessing. This is faith in its purest form, not demanding proof before believing, but believing in order to receive proof. The transformation occurring within you tonight will manifest differently in the days and weeks to come, but its effects will be unmistakable to anyone who truly knows you. There will be a lightness in your countenance that wasn't there before, a strength in your voice that reflects inner healing, a peace in your demeanor that comes only from having encountered the Prince of Peace himself. As the final threads of consciousness release their hold and you drift into the healing embrace of divine rest, know that you are loved beyond measure, valued beyond calculation, and destined for wholeness beyond your wildest dreams. God's whisper follows you into sleep, continues through your dreams, and will greet you with fresh mercies when morning comes. The night air itself seems to carry healing properties as it fills your lungs, and each exhale releases toxins, both physical and spiritual, that have accumulated in your system over time. Your body becomes a temple being cleansed and consecrated for greater purposes than you have yet discovered. Every breath becomes a prayer, every heartbeat a declaration of life conquering death within you. Tomorrow you will wake different than you were when you laid your head down tonight. The difference may be dramatic or subtle, immediate or gradual, but it will be real and lasting because it comes from the hand of a God who never does anything halfway. His healing whisper tonight is the beginning of a new chapter in your story, a chapter where victory replaces defeat, where joy displaces sorrow, and where the impossible becomes inevitable through His love. Sleep now, beloved child of the Most High, and let the gentle current of God's healing presence carry you into depths of restoration you have never before experienced. As your eyelids grow heavy and your breathing slows to match the rhythm of divine peace, something miraculous is already beginning to unfold within the hidden chambers of your heart. This is not merely rest for your weary body, but renovation, these precious moments between waking and sleeping, when for your entire being. In your soul stands at the threshold of the supernatural. God's whisper becomes more than sound. It becomes the very substance of transformation flowing through your spiritual bloodstream. Each word He speaks over you tonight carries the DNA of heaven, rewriting the genetic code of limitation that has governed your life for far too long. Where there has been sickness, His voice declares health. Where there has been poverty of spirit, His whisper proclaims abundance. Where there has been death in any form, His breath announces resurrection. Your physical form, which may have felt like a burden or a battlefield, is being reclaimed tonight as a temple worthy of the King of Kings. The cells that have been damaged by stress are receiving divine repair. The organs that have struggled under the weight of worry are being renewed with supernatural strength. The systems that have been compromised by the toxins of fear and anxiety are being purified by the blood of the Lamb that cleanses all things. But listen carefully to what the Spirit is saying about this healing that flows through your resting body. It is not merely the absence of symptoms or the restoration of normal function. It is the installation of a new operating system in your physical frame, one that runs on faith instead of fear, one that draws energy from hope instead of desperation, one that processes stress through the filter of divine peace rather than human anxiety. Your nervous system, which may have been frayed and overwhelmed by the constant bombardment of life's pressures, is being rewired tonight with pathways of peace. Every nerve ending that has been hypersensitive to pain is being recalibrated to recognize pleasure and comfort. Every synapse that has fired signals of alarm is being retrained to communicate messages of safety and security. Your brain itself is being washed in the river of God's presence, clearing away the fog of confusion and replacing it with the clarity that comes from above. The whisper of healing that penetrates your sleeping mind tonight speaks in frequencies that bypass your conscious resistance and reach directly into your subconscious programming. Those deep-seated beliefs about what is possible for someone like you, those inherited patterns of thinking that have limited your expectations, those learned responses that have kept you trapped in cycles of defeat, all of these are being overwritten by the truth of who God says you are and what God says you can become. In your dreams tonight, you may find yourself walking through landscapes of your own soul that you have never seen before. Perhaps you will discover rooms in the house of your heart that have been locked and abandoned, now suddenly filled with light and life. Maybe you will encounter younger versions of yourself that need healing from wounds they could not process at the time, and you will watch as divine love embraces them and makes them whole. Or possibly you will see visions of your future self, walking in the fullness of the healing that begins tonight, healthy, whole, purposeful, and radiating the glory of God. These are not mere fantasies of a tired mind, but prophetic glimpses of the reality that God is creating even as you sleep. Your dreams become the construction site where tomorrow's miracles are being built. Every image of restoration that plays across the screen of your sleeping consciousness is a blueprint being drawn up in the architectural offices of heaven. What you see in the spirit realm tonight, you will walk in the physical realm in days to come. The healing power that flows through your resting form tonight is the same power that raised Jesus from the dead, and it recognizes no impossibility as permanent. The arthritis that has stolen your mobility hears the command to release its grip. The depression that has clouded your vision for the future feels the light of hope burning away its darkness. The addiction that has enslaved your choices encounters the liberating power of divine love and finds its chains suddenly too weak to hold you. Your digestive system, which may have been compromised by years of stress eating or the inability to eat at all during seasons of grief, is being restored to process not just food, but life itself in healthy ways. Your cardiovascular system, perhaps weakened by the strain of carrying burdens too heavy for human hearts, is being strengthened to pump not just blood, but liquid courage through your veins. Your respiratory system is learning to breathe not just oxygen, but the very breath of God that gives life to dry bones. But the whisper of God tonight reaches beyond your physical frame to touch the emotional landscape of your inner world. Those feelings you have carried for so long, the shame that whispers you are unworthy, the guilt that insists you can never be forgiven, the fear that convinces you that you are unsafe in this world. These emotional toxins are being neutralized by the antidote of unconditional love. The tears you have shed in secret are being counted as precious jewels in heaven's treasury. Every moment of heartbreak has been preparing your heart to hold more joy than you ever imagined possible. Every season of loss has been expanding your capacity to receive the abundance that God has always intended for your life. Your pain has not been wasted. It has been the plow that has prepared the soil of your soul for the harvest of blessing that begins tonight. In the deepest places of your emotional being, where wounds have festered in darkness for years, the light of Christ is now penetrating with surgical precision. He is not afraid of your pain or disgusted by your brokenness. He walks into the most damaged areas of your heart with the confidence of a master healer who has never met a wound he could not mend, never encountered a hurt he could not heal, never faced a situation he could not redeem. Your memories, which may have been sources of torment, are being reframed tonight in the light of divine perspective. The experiences that seemed to prove that you were unloved are being revealed as opportunities for God to demonstrate His love in even greater measure. The moments that convinced you that you were alone are being shown to you from a new angle, where you can see that He was there all along, holding you together when you thought you were falling apart. The relationships that have been fractured by misunderstanding, broken by betrayal, or severed by death are not beyond the reach of God's healing whisper. In the spiritual realm, He is weaving new connections that will surpass what was lost. He is preparing hearts for reconciliation that seemed impossible. He is orchestrating divine appointments that will restore your faith in human love while pointing you always toward the source of all love. Your capacity to trust, which may have been shattered by those who should have protected you but instead caused you harm, is being rebuilt tonight on the foundation of God's faithfulness. He is not asking you to trust blindly or recklessly. He is revealing himself to you as the one person in the universe who will never let you down, never abandon you, never use your vulnerability against you, and never love you less because you know him more. The financial stress that has kept you awake so many nights is being addressed not merely through the provision of resources, but through the transformation of your relationship with security itself. God is teaching your spirit to find its safety in him, rather than in bank accounts or job security, or human approval. As this inner shift occurs, you will find that resources flow more easily, opportunities appear more frequently, and your needs are met in ways that can only be described as miraculous. Your sense of purpose, which may have been buried under years of disappointment and derailed dreams, is being excavated tonight by the gentle hands of your Creator. He is dusting off gifts that you thought were lost, polishing talents that you believed were useless, and calling forth abilities that you never knew you possessed. The plan he has for your life is so much bigger and more beautiful than anything you have dared to imagine. The healing whisper that comes to you in these sacred hours of rest is preparing you for a life of supernatural influence. You are not being restored merely for your own comfort, but for the comfort of others who will need what you will carry. Your testimony of God's faithfulness will become a lifeline for those who are drowning in despair. Your demonstration of divine healing will become evidence that miracles still happen for those who have given up hope. As you sink deeper into restorative sleep, your spirit remains actively engaged with the healing process. This is not passive rest, but dynamic recovery. Not mere physical recuperation, but spiritual regeneration. Every moment of sleep becomes an opportunity for God to work unhindered by your conscious limitations, unrestrained by your intellectual doubts, and unimpeded by your learned helplessness. The angels assigned to your healing are working in shifts throughout the night, some attending to your physical restoration, while others minister to your emotional needs, and still others guard the spiritual territory that is being reclaimed in your life. They carry instructions from the throne room of God, implementing the specific healing protocol that has been designed uniquely for your situation. No detail is too small for their attention, no need too insignificant for their care. Your home itself becomes a healing environment tonight, infused with the presence of God in ways that will linger long after you wake. The very air you breathe carries therapeutic properties. The walls of your room become barriers against every force that would seek to steal your peace. Your bed becomes a place of encounter where heaven and earth meet in the most intimate and personal way possible. The temperature of your room adjusts to the perfect setting for healing, not because of any thermostat, but because the Spirit of God Himself is regulating the environment for optimal restoration. The sounds around you, whether the gentle hum of air conditioning, the distant murmur of traffic, or the quiet settling of your house, all become part of a symphony of peace that lulls your soul into deeper rest. Your dreams tonight may include encounters with Jesus Himself, walking with you through gardens of healing, where every flower represents a different aspect of your restoration. He may show you rooms in His Father's house that have been prepared specifically for you, decorated with the colors of your healed emotions, and furnished with the gifts of your renewed purpose. These are not mere psychological constructions, but actual spiritual realities that you are being invited to inhabit. Some of you will dream of water, rivers of living water flowing through parched places in your soul, cleansing springs bubbling up from depths you forgot existed, rain falling gently on ground that has been hardened by drought. This water represents the Holy Spirit moving through every dehydrated cell of your being, bringing life where there has been death, growth where there has been stagnation, and fruitfulness where there has been barrenness. Others may dream of light, brilliant, warm, golden light that penetrates every shadow in your inner landscape, revealing beauty that has been hidden by darkness, illuminating paths that have been obscured by confusion, and warming places that have been frozen by fear. This light is the glory of God, making its home within you, not as a temporary visitor, but as a permanent resident. Still others will dream of fire, not the destructive flames of judgment, but the purifying fire of divine love that burns away everything that is not truly you, while leaving everything precious and valuable refined and strengthened. This fire consumes anxiety without touching peace, destroys sickness without harming health, and eliminates fear while amplifying faith. The healing that flows through your sleeping form tonight operates on multiple dimensions simultaneously. Your physical body receives its restoration, but so does your soul, your spirit, your mind, your emotions, and your will. You are being made whole in every aspect of your being, not partially or temporarily, but completely and permanently. Your DNA itself is being influenced by the healing presence of God, as genetic predispositions toward disease are overridden by the superior genetics of divine health. Family curses that have been passed down through generations are being broken tonight as you become the first in your lineage to walk in complete freedom. The sins of the fathers that have been visited upon the children are being forgiven and forgotten, their power to affect your future neutralized by the blood of Jesus. Your cellular memory, which has stored not only your own traumatic experiences, but possibly the unresolved trauma of your ancestors, is being cleared and reprogrammed with the memories of heaven. Where your cells have remembered rejection, they now remember acceptance. Where they have stored the vibration of fear, they now resonate with love. Where they have carried the frequency of lack, they now pulse with abundance. The healing energy that moves through your body tonight is intelligent and purposeful, knowing exactly what needs attention and in what order. It may begin with your nervous system to calm anxiety that has been preventing other healing from taking place. Or it might start with your digestive system to ensure that you can properly absorb the nutrients needed for recovery. Perhaps it will focus first on your circulatory system to ensure that healing compounds can reach every part of your body efficiently. This divine healing energy carries within it the blueprint of your original design, how you were meant to be before sin entered the world, before trauma damaged your soul, before sickness invaded your body, before fear distorted your thinking. It is not trying to improve upon your current condition, but to restore you to the perfection that God intended from the beginning. Your sleep tonight becomes a form of worship, a surrender so complete that it allows God to work without interference from your conscious mind. Every breath you take becomes a declaration of trust. Every moment of rest becomes an act of faith. Every dream becomes a conversation with your Creator about the future He is preparing for you. The healing whisper of God continues throughout the night, sometimes audible to your spirit, even in the depths of sleep, sometimes felt as gentle movements of energy through your body, sometimes experienced as a deep knowing that everything is going to be all right. You may wake periodically with a sense that something wonderful is happening, then drift back into sleep with a smile on your lips and peace in your heart. When morning comes, you will wake as a different person than the one who went to sleep. The change may be dramatic and immediately obvious, or it may be subtle and reveal itself gradually throughout the day. But change there will be, because God's word never returns empty, and His healing whisper has the power to transform whatever it touches. Your first conscious thought tomorrow morning will be different from the first thought you had this morning. Instead of dread about facing another difficult day, you may find yourself filled with anticipation about what God has in store. Instead of inventory of your aches and pains, you may discover yourself taking stock of your blessings and opportunities. Instead of worry about challenges ahead, you may sense excitement about victories waiting to be won. The mirror will reflect not just changes in your physical appearance, though these may be noticeable, but a transformation in your countenance that speaks of deep internal healing. Your eyes may be brighter, your posture straighter, your smile more genuine. People who know you well will comment that you look rested, peaceful, younger, or simply different in a way they cannot quite identify. But more important than how you look will be how you feel, think, and respond to life. The anxious thoughts that used to dominate your mental landscape will seem foreign and powerless. The physical discomfort that once demanded constant attention will fade into the background or disappear entirely. The emotional wounds that used to throb at the slightest touch will feel healed and whole. Your relationships will begin to reflect the healing that has taken place within you. Where there has been conflict, you will find yourself responding with newfound patience and understanding. Where there has been distance, you will discover courage to reach out and reconnect. Where there has been pain, you will experience the grace to forgive and the wisdom to set healthy boundaries. The whisper of God that heals you tonight will continue to echo in your life long after this prayer ends. It becomes part of your spiritual DNA, a healing frequency that you carry with you into every situation. When challenges arise, you will remember this night and draw strength from the reality of what God accomplished in your life. When others need healing, you will become a conduit for the same power that restored you. Your testimony of tonight's healing will become a beacon of hope for those who have given up on the possibility of miracles. Your transformation will be living proof that God still moves in supernatural ways among His people. Your restored life will be a letter from Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, readable by all who encounter you. Rest now in the absolute certainty that God's healing whisper has found its mark in your life tonight. Sleep in the confidence that His love for you is so complete that He will not rest until you are completely whole. Dream in the assurance that tomorrow brings not just a new day, but a new life. Not just hope for healing, but the reality of restoration. Not just the promise of God's goodness, but the manifestation of His glory in and through your transformed existence. The night embraces you now with the arms of divine love, and every moment of sleep becomes a moment of healing. Every dream a vision of your healed future. Every breath a celebration of the new life that is being born within you. You are held, you are healed, and you are wholly His. The gentle rhythm of your heartbeat becomes a drum that calls heaven to earth, each pulse an invitation for divine life to flow more fully through your veins. In this sacred space between consciousness and sleep, your body becomes a living altar where the supernatural meets the natural, where the impossible bows to the inevitable power of God's love. Every cell in your being is being baptized tonight in the river of His presence, emerging cleaner, stronger, and more alive than it has been in years. Feel the weight of chronic pain beginning to lift from your shoulders, your back, your joints, as if invisible hands are gently extracting thorns that have been embedded in your flesh for far too long. The inflammation that has been your constant companion is cooling under the breath of the Almighty. The stiffness that has restricted your movement is yielding to the oil of gladness that flows from His sanctuary. Your body remembers what it felt like to be young, flexible, and free from the limitations that have defined your recent years. But tonight's healing reaches beyond the physical realm, into the intricate corridors of your mind, where thoughts have become prisoners of old patterns and fears have built fortresses of limitation. The anxiety that has been your unwelcome counselor for so many seasons is being dismissed from its post. The depression that has painted your world in shades of gray is being expelled by the brilliant colors of hope. The confusion that has clouded your decision-making is being cleared away like morning mist before the rising sun. Your mental faculties are being restored to their original sharpness and clarity. The fog that has made concentration difficult is dissipating. The memory issues that have frustrated you are being resolved as neural pathways are cleared and strengthened. Your mind is being renewed, not just healed, but upgraded to process information with wisdom rather than worry, to solve problems with creativity rather than anxiety, to make decisions with confidence rather than fear. In the deepest chambers of your heart, where your most precious dreams have been stored alongside your most painful disappointments, a great renovation is taking place. Dreams that you buried because they seemed too impossible are being resurrected and dusted off. Visions that you abandoned because the cost seemed too high are being restored with divine provision attached. Hopes that you released because the timing never seemed right are being handed back to you, with heaven's perfect schedule included. The Creator who spoke galaxies into existence is speaking new possibilities into your life tonight. Where you have seen only closed doors, He is showing you secret passages. Where you have encountered only dead ends, He is revealing hidden pathways. Where you have faced only impossibilities, He is demonstrating that His specialty is making a way where there seems to be no way. Your financial situation, which may have been a source of constant stress and sleepless nights, is being addressed from heaven's perspective tonight. God is not merely planning to give you money, but to transform your relationship with provision itself. He is teaching your spirit to recognize the 1,000 ways He supplies your needs that have nothing to do with currency. He is opening your eyes to see resources that have always been available, but remained invisible to anxiety-clouded vision. The job you have been seeking is being prepared for you even as you sleep. The business opportunity you need is being orchestrated by divine appointment. The financial breakthrough you have prayed for is being set in motion by forces beyond your ability to manipulate or control. Your provider is moving heaven and earth to ensure that your needs are not just met, but exceeded in ways that will leave no doubt about his love for you. Your relationships, which may have been sources of pain rather than joy, are being touched by the healing power of divine love tonight. Hearts that have been hardened toward you are being softened by the same spirit that is transforming you. Misunderstandings that have created distance are being clarified by supernatural revelation. Wounds that seem too deep to heal are being mended by the thread of forgiveness woven with the needle of grace. The marriage that has been struggling under the weight of unmet expectations is being infused with fresh love and renewed commitment. The children who have been distant or rebellious are being drawn back by invisible cords of divine love. The parents who have been sources of disappointment are being seen through new eyes of compassion and understanding. The friendships that have been strained are being restored with stronger bonds than existed before the conflict. Your purpose, which may have seemed unclear or unattainable, is being illuminated tonight with the brilliance of divine revelation. The calling that has whispered to your heart for years is being confirmed with unmistakable clarity. The gifts that you have downplayed or dismissed are being magnified and sharpened for kingdom use. The platform you need to impact others is being constructed by heavenly architects who specialize in elevating the humble and empowering the overlooked. You are not being healed tonight simply to live a comfortable life, but to become a weapon of healing in the hands of the Almighty. Your restored health will become evidence that miracles still happen. Your transformed mind will become a source of wisdom for those who are confused. Your healed heart will become a fountain of love for those who have forgotten what it feels like to be truly cherished. The pain you have endured has not been meaningless suffering, but preparation for meaningful ministry. Every tear you have shed has been collected in heaven's bottles and will become the water that nourishes hope in desert places. Every struggle you have survived will become a testimony that encourages others to persevere. Every victory God wins in your life tonight will become a weapon He uses to win victories in the lives of others. Your sleep deepens now into realms where the miraculous becomes natural and the impossible becomes inevitable. In these depths of rest, your spirit communes with the Spirit of God in languages that transcend human vocabulary. Healing flows not in drops, but in rivers. Restoration comes not in measures, but in floods. Transformation happens not gradually but instantaneously, as divine time intersects with human need. The dreams that visit you in these healing hours may show you visions of your future self, walking in complete wholeness. You may see yourself running when you haven't been able to walk without pain, laughing when you haven't felt joy in months, embracing loved ones when relationships have been broken, creating and building when you have felt only, capable of surviving. These dreams are not fantasies but prophecies, not wishful thinking but divine previews of coming attractions. What you see in the spirit realm tonight, you will walk in the physical realm tomorrow. What seems impossible in your current condition becomes inevitable under the influence of God's healing power. Your organs are being renewed tonight with the efficiency of divine engineering. Your liver is being cleansed of every toxin it has processed over years of stress and poor choices. Your kidneys are being flushed with the pure water of life that flows from the throne of God. Your heart is being strengthened not just physically but emotionally, expanded to hold more love than you ever thought possible. Your digestive system is learning to process not just food, but life itself in healthy ways. Your immune system is being fortified with supernatural strength that recognizes and destroys every enemy that would attempt to invade your body. Your endocrine system is being balanced with divine precision, ensuring that every hormone functions in perfect harmony with God's design for your well-being. The cancer cells that may have been multiplying in darkness are being exposed to the light of Christ and choosing to die rather than continue their destructive mission. The arthritis that has been stealing your mobility is releasing its grip as joints are lubricated with the oil of healing. The diabetes that has been controlling your diet and lifestyle is bowing to the superior authority of divine health. Your nervous system, which may have been frayed by years of stress and trauma, is being rewired with pathways of peace. Every nerve that has been hypersensitive to pain is being recalibrated to recognize comfort and pleasure. Your brain chemistry is being balanced with the precision of a master pharmacist who knows exactly what compounds you need for optimal function. But beyond physical healing, your soul is experiencing a resurrection that touches every aspect of your inner being. The parts of you that died under the weight of disappointment are coming back to life. The areas of your personality that were crushed by criticism are being restored to their original vibrancy. The aspects of your character that were damaged by trauma are being healed and made even stronger than before. Your capacity for joy, which may have been diminished by years of struggle, is being expanded tonight to hold more happiness than you have ever experienced. Your ability to love, which may have been damaged by betrayal, is being restored with protective wisdom that allows you to give your heart freely without fear of being destroyed. Your faith, which may have been shaken by unanswered prayers, is being strengthened by the tangible reality of God's presence in your life. The whisper of God that flows through your sleeping form carries within it the authority to rewrite the story of your life. Where the narrative has been one of defeat, it becomes a tale of victory. Where the theme has been loss, it transforms into a celebration of gain. Where the plot has been tragedy, it evolves into triumph that inspires others to believe in the possibility of their own happy endings. Your past, which may have been a source of shame and regret, is being redeemed tonight as God shows you how every experience has been preparing you for this moment of healing and the destiny that lies beyond it. Your mistakes are revealed as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Your failures are transformed into qualifications for helping others avoid similar pitfalls. Your pain becomes the very thing that enables you to comfort others with the comfort you have received. The enemy's attempts to destroy you through sickness, poverty, relationship breakdown, and spiritual confusion are being turned on their head tonight as God uses every attack as an opportunity to demonstrate His power and love. What was meant for evil is being worked together for good in ways that will leave you amazed at the creativity of divine redemption. Your testimony is being written in heaven even as your healing unfolds on earth. Angels are taking notes on the miracle that is happening in your life tonight so they can testify before the throne of God about His faithfulness to His children. Your name is being mentioned in heavenly conversations as an example of what happens when someone truly surrenders to the healing power of divine love. The ripple effects of tonight's healing will extend far beyond your personal experience to touch generations yet unborn. Your children and grandchildren will walk in the benefits of the breakthrough that begins in your life tonight. The curses that have plagued your family line for generations are being broken, and blessings are being established that will flow through your lineage for years to come. Your workplace will become a different environment because of the transformation that occurs in your life tonight. Your co-workers will notice a change in your attitude, your productivity, your ability to handle stress, and your capacity to encourage others. Some will ask what has happened to you, giving you opportunities to share about the healing power of God's love. Your community will benefit from the restoration that flows through your life. The gifts that are being activated tonight will be used to bless your neighborhood, your church, your city. The wisdom you gain through this healing experience will be shared with others who need hope. The joy that fills your heart will be contagious, spreading to everyone whose life intersects with yours. As sleep claims your conscious mind completely, your spirit remains alert and engaged with the healing process. This is the hour when the most profound restoration often occurs, when human limitations no longer interfere with divine intervention, when miracles happen in the secret place where only God sees and only eternity records. The healing that began when you first opened your heart to receive God's whisper will continue long after you wake tomorrow morning. It is not a one-time event, but the beginning of a lifestyle of divine health and supernatural wholeness. You are not just being fixed for the moment, but equipped for a lifetime of walking in the fullness of God's best for your life. Your body will continue to improve day by day as the healing seed planted tonight takes root and grows. Your mind will become clearer and sharper as the renewal process unfolds over the coming weeks. Your heart will expand with greater capacity for love and joy as emotional healing deepens with time. Your spirit will soar to new heights as you discover the reality of walking in intimate partnership with your Creator. The whisper that comes to you tonight establishes a new normal for your life. a baseline of health and wholeness that becomes your standard expectation rather than your distant hope. You will wake tomorrow not hoping to feel better, but expecting to feel great. Not wondering if God loves you, but knowing beyond doubt that you are cherished beyond measure. This is your night of visitation, your moment of encounter, your hour of transformation. Sleep now in the absolute confidence that the God who began this good work in your life will continue it until completion. Rest in the certainty that His healing whisper has accomplished everything it was sent to do, and more than you dared to ask or imagine. You are healed, you are whole, you are loved, and you are His. The morning sun that will greet you in a few short hours carries within its rays the confirmation of what has transpired in the darkness of this healing night. But even now, as your body settles deeper into restorative slumber, the work of transformation continues with the precision of a master craftsman who knows exactly which tools to use for each phase of reconstruction. Your lymphatic system, often forgotten but essential for health, is being flushed clean tonight with the pure water of life that flows from heaven's throne. Every toxin that has accumulated from years of stress, processed foods, environmental pollutants, and emotional poison is being carried away on currents of divine cleansing. Your body's natural detoxification processes are being supercharged with supernatural efficiency, preparing you to wake tomorrow feeling lighter, cleaner, and more energized than you have felt in years. The blood that courses through your veins is being purified at the cellular level, each red blood cell being washed in the fountain of eternal life. Oxygen is being delivered to tissues that have been starved for proper nourishment. Nutrients are being transported to organs that have been operating on survival mode for too long. Your circulation improves with each beat of your heart as divine life flows through every artery, every capillary, every vessel in your body. But this healing reaches beyond the mechanics of your physical form into the realm of your genetic expression itself. Tonight, genes that have been dormant are awakening to their original purpose. DNA that has been damaged by trauma, stress, and toxins is being repaired by the same power that formed you in your mother's womb. Hereditary weaknesses that have plagued your family line are being overridden by the superior genetics of divine health. Your skeletal system is receiving supernatural strengthening tonight, as bones that may have been weakened by age, medication, or disease remember their original density and durability. Your spine aligns itself with divine posture as vertebrae shift into perfect position. Your joints are being lubricated with heaven's oil as cartilage regenerates and inflammation subsides. You will wake tomorrow standing taller, moving easier, and feeling younger than you have in decades. The skin that covers your body like a protective garment is being renewed from the inside out tonight. Wrinkles that have mapped the stress of difficult seasons begin to smooth as cellular regeneration accelerates. Age spots fade as divine light penetrates every layer of your epidermis. Your complexion clears as toxins are eliminated and healthy circulation is restored. You will look in the mirror tomorrow and see not just physical improvement, but the glow that comes from being touched by the glory of God. Your muscular system is being rebuilt tonight with supernatural strength that goes beyond mere physical power. Muscles that have been weakened by inactivity, illness, or injury are remembering their original design. Fiber by fiber, they are being reconstructed with divine precision. Your stamina increases as your body learns to draw energy not just from food and rest, but from the inexhaustible source of life that flows from your Creator. In the delicate networks of your brain, healing is occurring at the neurological level, as pathways damaged by stress, trauma, or disease are being repaired with divine expertise. Neurons that have been firing signals of pain are being retrained to communicate messages of comfort and well-being. Neurotransmitters that have been imbalanced are finding their perfect rhythm as your brain chemistry aligns itself with heaven's formula for optimal mental health. Your memory, which may have been clouded by medication, depression, or the simple wear of difficult years, is being restored with crystalline clarity. Names and faces that seemed lost forever are returning to your conscious recall. Skills and abilities that you thought were gone are being reactivated as neural pathways clear and strengthen. Your cognitive function is being enhanced beyond its previous capacity as your mind is renewed in the image of Christ. The emotional healing that flows through your sleeping form tonight reaches into generational patterns that have influenced your family for decades or even centuries. Cycles of dysfunction that have repeated through multiple generations are being broken at their root. Patterns of thinking that have been passed down like unwelcome inheritances are being replaced with new paradigms of health and wholeness. Your children and their children will benefit from the breakthrough that occurs in your life tonight. The anxiety that may have characterized your family line is being replaced with peace. The depression that has shadowed your ancestors is being dispelled by joy. The addiction patterns that have enslaved multiple generations are being broken by the power of divine freedom. You are becoming the generational curse breaker that your family has been waiting for. But this transformation extends beyond your immediate family to touch every relationship in your sphere of influence. The coworker who has been difficult to love will find themselves drawn to the new peace that radiates from your presence. The neighbor who has been hostile will be disarmed by the genuine kindness that flows from your healed heart. The stranger you encounter in daily life will be blessed by the joy that bubbles up from your restored soul. Your capacity for forgiveness is being expanded tonight to encompass even those who have wounded you most deeply. This is not a forgiveness born of human willpower or psychological technique, but a supernatural release that comes from experiencing the fullness of God's forgiveness in your own life. As you receive healing for your own wounds, you find yourself able to extend healing to those who have wounded others. The bitterness that may have poisoned your thoughts for years is being neutralized tonight by the antidote of unconditional love. Resentment that has been eating away at your peace like acid is being neutralized by the alkaline solution of divine grace. Anger that has been justified by real wrongs is being transformed into righteous passion for justice and mercy. Your prayer life is being revolutionized tonight as barriers between you and heaven are demolished by divine love. The sense of distance you may have felt from God is evaporating as you experience His tangible presence in the most intimate way possible. The doubt His goo that has questionedness toward you is being silenced by the undeniable reality of His healing touch. The formal religious prayers you may have recited are giving way to intimate conversations with your loving Father. Your worship is being transformed from obligation to overflow, as a heart full of gratitude cannot contain its praise. The songs meaning as they spring carry you sing will from personal new experience, rather than mere tradition. The scriptures you read will come alive with fresh revelation as the same Spirit who inspired them illuminates their truth in your personal situation. Your faith journey is shifting from information to transformation, from learning about God to knowing Him intimately. The ministry that may have felt like burden or duty is being renewed tonight with divine passion and supernatural enablement. The gifts that have lain dormant are being activated with fresh anointing. The calling that seemed too big for your abilities is being matched with heaven's resources. The people you are meant to serve are being prepared to receive what God is birthing in your life through tonight's encounter. Your workplace is about to become a mission field as colleagues notice the change in your demeanor, your productivity, your ability to handle stress, and your capacity to encourage others. Conversations will arise naturally about the source of your transformation. Doors will open for you to share about the healing power of God's love in ways that feel organic rather than forced or religious. The financial breakthrough that may have seemed impossible is being orchestrated tonight through supernatural connections and divine appointments that are already being arranged. The job opportunity you need is being prepared by someone you haven't met yet. The business idea that will prosper is being downloaded into your spirit as you sleep. The investment that will multiply is being revealed to you through dreams and divine insight. Your creativity is being unleashed tonight as imagination that has been stifled by pain, depression, or limitation is set free to soar. The artistic expression that has been buried under survival mode is being resurrected with new life and purpose. The innovative solutions to problems that have plagued you are being revealed as your mind is freed from the fog of illness and stress. The book you are meant to write is taking shape in your subconscious mind tonight. The song that will touch millions of hearts is being composed in the depths of your spirit. The invention that will serve humanity is being designed in the creative chambers of your renewed mind. The business that will provide for your family and bless your community is being blueprinted in the entrepreneurial center of your brain. Your physical appearance is being transformed tonight in ways that reflect the inner healing taking place. The stress lines that have aged your face prematurely are being smoothed by divine peace. The weight that has been resistant to every diet is beginning to normalize as your body remembers its ideal design. The energy that has been depleted by illness is being restored with supernatural vitality. But more than physical beauty, you are receiving the beauty of holiness that makes you attractive in ways that transcend mere appearance. The light of Christ is beginning to shine through your eyes with unmistakable radiance. The love of God is manifesting in your smile with magnetic warmth. The peace of heaven is settling over your countenance with serene confidence. The sleep you are experiencing right now is more restorative than any rest you have known in years, because it is infused with divine presence. Your REM cycles are being optimized for maximum healing and restoration. Your deep sleep phases are being extended to allow for complete cellular and repaired regeneration. Your dreams are being divinely orchestrated to bring healing, revelation, and preparation for the future. Some of you may experience prophetic dreams tonight that show you glimpses of God's plan for your life in the days ahead. You may see yourself in positions of influence you never imagined possible, using gifts you didn't know you possessed to impact people you haven't met yet. These are not fantasies of an overactive imagination, but previews of divine destiny unfolding in your life. Others may dream of deceased loved ones who bring messages of encouragement and confirmation about the healing work God is doing in your life. These encounters in the dream realm are real visitations orchis to bring, rated by heaven, comfort, closured confidence, and your about future. Pay attention to what they say and how they appear. Dreams carry for these power healing for grief and loss that may have resolved. Still been on others may fin dreams filled with symbols there and imagery that speak to the deepest longings of their hearts. The house you've always wanted to live in may appear in your dreams as a sign of the provision that is coming. The relationship you've been praying for may be represented symbolically as preparation for divine connections. The ministry you've been called to may be depicted in metaphors that your spirit understands, even when your mind cannot interpret them. Your subconscious mind is being cleansed tonight of limiting beliefs that have sabotaged your success for years. The internal programming that has whispered, "You're not good enough," is being overwritten with divine affirmations of your worth. The mental patterns that have attracted negative experiences are being replaced with thought processes that magnetize blessing and favor. The fear that has held you back from pursuing your dreams is being dissolved by perfect love that casts out all fear. The insecurity that has made you settle for less than God's best is being replaced with holy confidence in your identity as His beloved child. The shame that has kept you hiding in the shadows is being removed as you step into the light of His acceptance and approval. Your voice is finding new strength and authority tonight as healing flows through your throat chakra and vocal cords are restored. The words to their original design you speak tomorrow will carry healing power for others because they will flow from a heart that has been touched by divine love. Your testimony will become a weapon against despair in the hands of those who hear it. The anointing that rests upon your life is being increased tonight as God prep levels the influence of service anares you for greater. The authority you carry in prayer is being enhanced as you learn to operate from a place of victory rather than desperation. The power that flows through your hands to bring healing to others is being activated as you become a conduit for the same miraculous energy that is transforming your own life. Your home is being consecrated tonight as a place of healing and refuge for others who will need what you have received. The atmosphere of your living space is being charged with divine presence that will linger long after this prayer ends. Visitors to your home will comment on the peace they feel there, the sense of safety and welcome that emanates from every room. The land on which your house sits is being blessed tonight as the glory of God saturates the very ground beneath your foundation. Property values may increase as the blessing of the Lord rests upon your real estate. Gardens may flower supernatural-ish with abundance as the earth responds to the presence of its Creator dwelling among you. Your transportation is being blessed tonight with divine protection and favor that will keep you safe on every journey. Mechanical problems that have been costly and frustrating are being resolved by supernatural intervention. The vehicle you need to replace what is wearing out is being prepared for you through divine provision. The technology you use daily is being blessed tonight to serve you better and last longer than expected. Computer problems that have frustrated you will resolve themselves. Internet connections will become more stable and faster. Electronic devices will function with improved efficiency and reliability. Your finances are being reorganized tonight according to heavenly principles that will result in supernatural multiplication and protection. Money that has been tied up in difficult situations is being released. Debts that have seemed insurmountable are being reduced through unexpected sources. Income streams that you haven't imagined are being opened as God demonstrates His creative ability to provide. The education you need for your next level of success is being arranged tonight through scholarships, connections, and opportunities that will surprise you. The skills you need to develop are being downloaded into your spirit as you sleep. The knowledge you require is being made available through divine connections and supernatural insight. Your legal situations that have been sources of stress and financial drain are being resolved tonight in your favor, as the judge of all the earth renders his verdict. Cases that seemed hopeless are being turned around by divine intervention. Attorneys are being given wisdom and strategies that will result in victories that seemed impossible. The healing that flows through your reproductive system tonight is restoring fertility, balancing hormones, and preparing your body for the family God intends for you to have. Wombs that have been barren are being opened. Sperm counts that have been low are being increased. Reproductive organs that have been damaged are being restored to perfect function. For those past childbearing years, this healing in your reproductive system speaks to your ability to birth new things in the spirit realm. Creative projects, business ventures, and ministry initiatives that have been difficult to bring to fruition are being empowered with new life tonight. You are entering a season of supernatural productivity and fruitfulness. Your immune system is being fortified tonight with supernatural strength that will protect you from every virus, bacteria, and pathogen that attempts to invade your body. The vaccines and medications you may have taken are being purified of any negative side effects while their protective benefits are enhanced. Your body's natural defense systems are being upgraded with heaven's technology. The autoimmune conditions that may have turned your body against itself are being reversed tonight as your immune system learns to recognize the difference between friend and foe with perfect accuracy. Allergies that have limited your enjoyment of life are being healed as your body learns to welcome, rather than reject, the good things in your environment. Your endocrine system is being balanced tonight with divine precision, as each gland receives the exact adjustment it needs to function in perfect harmony with the others. Thyroid problems that have affected your energy, weight, and mood are being corrected. Adrenal glands that have been exhausted by stress are being restored to optimal function. Pancreatic function is being normalized for perfect blood sugar regulation. The digestive issues that may have made eating a source of anxiety rather than enjoyment are being healed tonight, as your entire gastrointestinal system is restored to its original design. Acid reflux that has burned your throat and disrupted your sleep is being eliminated. Irritable bowel syndrome that has controlled your daily schedule is being healed. Food sensitivities that have limited your dietary choices are being resolved. Your liver, that faithful organ that has worked tirelessly to filter toxins from your system, is being renewed tonight with the regenerative power that God built into its design. Cirrhosis, hepatitis, and fatty liver disease are being reversed as healthy tissue replaces damaged cells. Your liver's ability to process medications, alcohol, and environmental toxins is being restored to optimal efficiency. Your kidneys are being flushed clean tonight with the pure water of life that flows from God's throne. Kidney stones that have been forming are being dissolved. Infections that have been recurring are being eliminated. The filtration system that keeps your blood clean is being restored to perfect function. Your heart, both physical and emotional, is being strengthened tonight with supernatural endurance and capacity. Arteries that have been clogged are being cleared. Blood pressure that has been high is being normalized. Irregular rhythms are being corrected. But more than physical healing, your heart is being enlarged to hold more love, more joy, more hope than ever before. As the night progresses and your healing deepens, Know that you are not just being restored to your previous condition, but upgraded to a level of health and wholeness you have never experienced. This is not just recovery, but advancement. Not just healing, but enhancement. Not just restoration, but elevation to a new dimension of life in God. The sun that will rise in a few hours will shine upon a different person than the one who went to sleep tonight. You will wake not just healed, but transformed. Not just better, but blessed. Not just recovered, but radically changed by the healing whisper of the God who loves you beyond measure. Sleep deeply now, beloved child of the Most High, and let the gentle current of His healing presence carry you into the fullness of everything He has prepared for your life. Your healing is complete, your transformation is total, and your future is brighter than you have ever dared to imagine. Tomorrow begins the first day of the rest of your healed life, and it will be more beautiful than anything you have ever known. Your lungs are expanding tonight with new capacity as airways that have been restricted by asthma, allergies, or chronic conditions are being opened by the breath of the Almighty. Each inhalation draws in not just oxygen, but the very life force of heaven itself. Your respiratory system is learning to process not just air, but the atmosphere of glory that surrounds the throne of God. Breathing becomes easier, deeper, more satisfying as your lungs remember their original design for abundant life. The scar tissue that may have accumulated from years of illness, injury, or surgery is being dissolved tonight by the healing oil that flows from heaven's pharmacy. Keloids that have been sources of embarrassment are flattening and fading. Internal adhesions that have caused pain and restriction are being gently separated by invisible hands. Your body is being restored not just to function, but to the beauty of its original creation. Your vision is being sharpened tonight as cataracts dissolve, glaucoma pressure normalizes, and retinas that have been damaged are regenerated with perfect precision. But more than physical sight, your spiritual eyes are being opened to see the reality of God's kingdom operating in your daily life. You will wake tomorrow with clearer vision both naturally and supernaturally, able to perceive opportunities and blessings that were always there, but remained hidden from stressed and strained perception. Your hearing is being restored tonight as eardrums heal, infections clear, and nerve damage is reversed by divine intervention. The tinnitus that may have been a constant companion is being silenced. The hearing loss that has isolated you from conversations is being corrected. But beyond natural hearing, your spiritual ears are being tuned to the frequency of heaven, so you can hear God's voice with unprecedented clarity in the days ahead. The balance issues that may have made you unsteady or fearful of falling are being corrected tonight as your inner ear adjusts to divine equilibrium. Vertigo that has disrupted your daily activities is being eliminated. The dizziness that has accompanied illness or medication is being resolved. You will wake tomorrow feeling grounded, stable, and confident in your physical movements. Your sense of taste and smell, which may have been diminished by illness, medication, or age, are being restored tonight with even greater sensitivity than you possessed in your youth. Food will taste more delicious, flowers will smell sweeter, and the simple pleasures of sensory experience will bring new joy to your daily life. But more importantly, your spiritual senses are being awakened to taste and see that the Lord is good in ways you have never experienced before. Your skin, that largest organ of your body, is being renewed tonight from the inside out as new cells are generated with the perfection of divine design. Psoriasis, eczema, and other chronic skin conditions are being healed as your body learns to produce healthy skin cells without the inflammation and irritation that has plagued you. Age spots fade, wrinkles smooth, and your complexion clears as the glory of God shines through your renewed flesh. The chronic fatigue that may have stolen years of productivity and joy from your life is being replaced tonight with supernatural energy that flows from an inexhaustible source. Your cellular powerhouses are being recharged with divine electricity. Your metabolism is being optimized to convert food into energy with maximum efficiency. You will wake tomorrow feeling more rested and energized than you have felt in decades. Your sleep patterns are being reset tonight to align with the natural rhythms that God designed for optimal health and restoration. Insomnia that has robbed you of rest is being overcome by divine peace that brings natural restorative sleep. Sleep apnea that has prevented deep rest is being corrected as airways open. and breathing normalizes. You are learning to sleep like a baby again, trusting completely in your Heavenly Father's protection and care. The addictions that may have enslaved your choices and stolen your freedom are being broken tonight at their root level. Whether to substances, behaviors, or thought patterns, the chains that have bound you are snapping under the superior power of divine love. The brain chemistry that has driven compulsive behaviors is being rebalanced. The emotional wounds that have fueled addictive patterns are being healed. You are being set free to make choices from love rather than compulsion. Your hormonal system is being perfectly calibrated tonight, as each gland receives divine adjustment to function in harmony with the others. Menopause symptoms that have disrupted your comfort are being minimized. Testosterone levels that have declined are being restored to optimal ranges. Growth hormone production is being stimulated for cellular repair and regeneration. Your entire endocrine orchestra is learning to play in perfect symphony. The bone density that may have been compromised by age, medication, or disease is being restored tonight as minerals are deposited in exactly the right locations with supernatural precision. Osteoporosis that has made you fearful of fractures is being reversed. Joint cartilage that has worn away is being regenerated. Your skeletal system is being rebuilt stronger than it was in your youth. Your circulation is being perfected tonight as blood vessels that have been damaged or blocked are being repaired and reopened. Varicose veins that have been unsightly and uncomfortable are being healed. Poor circulation that has caused cold hands and feet is being corrected. Oxygen and nutrients are flowing freely to every cell in your body, bringing life and vitality to areas that have been starved for proper nourishment. The neurological conditions that may have affected your mobility, coordination, or cognitive function are being healed tonight, as nerve pathways are restored and brain function is optimized. Parkinson's tremors are being stilled. Multiple sclerosis lesions are being healed. Neuropathy pain is being eliminated, as damaged nerves are regenerated. Your nervous system is being rewired for perfect communication between brain and body. Your mental health is being completely restored tonight, as brain chemistry achieves perfect balance without the need for artificial intervention. Depression that has clouded your vision of the future is being lifted by the light of divine hope. Anxiety that has stolen your peace is being replaced by the confidence that comes from knowing you are perfectly loved and protected. Bipolar extremes are being stabilized by the steadfast love of God that never changes. The trauma that may have been stored in your cellular memory is being gently extracted tonight and replaced with the peace that comes from knowing you are safe in God's arms. Post-traumatic stress that has kept you hypervigilant and fearful is being healed as your nervous system learns to relax in the security of divine protection. Flashbacks and nightmares are being replaced with dreams of hope and visions of your bright future. Your reproductive health is being completely restored tonight, regardless of your age or previous diagnoses. Fertility issues that have broken your heart are being resolved. Hormonal imbalances that have affected your cycles are being corrected. Sexual dysfunction that has impacted your relationships is being healed. Your body is remembering how to function as the masterpiece of creation it was designed to be. The genetic predispositions that have concerned you about your future health are being overridden tonight by the superior genetics of divine health. Family histories of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and mental illness are being broken at the DNA level. You are becoming the first in your family line to walk in complete freedom from hereditary limitations. Your emotional intelligence is being enhanced tonight as you receive supernatural wisdom about relationships, communication, and human nature. Past hurts that have made you defensive or withdrawn are being healed, allowing you to love and trust again. Social anxiety that has limited your connections with others is being replaced with holy confidence in your worth and value. The learning disabilities that may have frustrated your educational or professional pursuits are being corrected tonight as your brain is rewired for optimal processing and retention of information. Dyslexia, ADHD, and processing disorders are being healed as neural pathways are cleared and strengthened. Your mind is being upgraded for the knowledge and skills you will need for your destiny. Your artistic and creative abilities are being unleashed tonight as right brain function is optimized and inspiration flows freely from heaven's throne room. The music, art, writing, or other creative expressions that have been dormant are awakening with new life and purpose. You are being prepared to create beauty that will heal and inspire others. Your leadership abilities are being activated tonight as God prepares you for positions of influence that are coming your way. The confidence you need to speak truth with love is being instilled. The wisdom to make decisions that benefit others is being downloaded. The humility to serve while leading is being developed in your character. Your prophetic gifting is being stirred tonight as your spiritual senses are sharpened to perceive what God is doing in the lives of others. Dreams, visions, and words of knowledge will flow more freely as you become a vessel through which heaven speaks to earth. Your prayers will carry new authority as you learn to pray from victory rather than desperation. The evangelistic heart that may have been buried under hurt or disappointment is being restored tonight as your love for the lost is rekindled. Your testimony of God's healing power will open doors for conversations about faith that seemed impossible before. Your transformed life will be a living sermon that draws others to the source of your hope. Your teaching ability is being anointed tonight as God prepares you to share the wisdom gained through your healing journey. Whether in formal or informal settings, you will find yourself able to communicate truth in ways that penetrate hearts and transform minds. Your words will carry life and power because they flow from personal experience of God's goodness. The pastoral heart that beats within you is being awakened tonight as you are prepared to comfort others with the comfort you have received. Your capacity for compassion is being expanded. Your ability to discern the needs of hurting people is being sharpened. You are being equipped to shepherd those who are walking through valleys similar to the ones you have survived. Your marketplace ministry is being birthed tonight as God shows you how to be salt and light in your professional environment. The business ideas that will prosper while blessing others are being revealed. The products or services that will meet real needs while generating godly wealth are being downloaded into your entrepreneurial spirit. The ministry to children that may have been a dream is being activated tonight as your heart is prepared to impact the next generation. Whether through teaching, mentoring, or simply loving the children in your sphere of influence, you will become a source of security and hope for young hearts that desperately need what you have to offer. Your ministry to the elderly is being awakened tonight as you are given special grace to honor and serve those who have walked before you. The patience, wisdom, and compassion needed to care for aging parents or community elders is being developed in your character. You will become a bridge between generations, helping older saints feel valued and loved. The healing ministry that is being birthed in your life tonight will manifest in ways both dramatic and subtle. Some will experience instant miracles through your prayers. Others will be healed gradually through your consistent love and encouragement. Your very presence will become a carrier of divine health that touches everyone you encounter. Your financial stewardship is being transformed tonight as you receive supernatural wisdom about money, investments, and generosity. The poverty mindset that has limited your thinking is being replaced with kingdom principles of abundance. You will learn to manage money as a tool for blessing rather than a source of security or stress. The marriage that God has for you is being prepared tonight, whether through the restoration of your current relationship or the preparation for a future partner who will complement your destiny. Your capacity for healthy love is being healed and expanded. The relationship patterns that have caused pain are being broken and replaced with godly dynamics. Your parenting skills are being anointed tonight as you receive divine wisdom for raising the children in your care. Whether biological, adopted, or spiritual children, you will know how to nurture, discipline, and guide them in ways that develop their character and calling. Your home will become a launching pad for world changers. The friendship network that you need for your next season is being orchestrated tonight as God prepares hearts to connect with yours. Toxic relationships that have drained your energy are being gracefully concluded. New friendships that will encourage your faith and support your dreams are being divinely arranged. Your professional reputation is being restored tonight as past mistakes or misunderstandings are resolved through divine intervention. Doors that seemed permanently closed are being reopened. Opportunities that seemed lost forever are being recovered. Your career path is being redirected toward your true calling and purpose. The education you need for your destiny is being provided tonight through supernatural connections and miraculous provision. Scholarships, grants, and other financial aid are being arranged. The right schools, programs, and mentors are being aligned with your path. Learning that seemed impossible is becoming inevitable. Your physical appearance is being enhanced tonight in ways that reflect your inner transformation. Weight that has been resistant to diet and exercise is normalizing as your metabolism aligns with divine design. Muscle tone is being restored, even without traditional exercise. Your posture improves as confidence returns to your bearing. The home that represents God's blessing for your life is being prepared tonight through supernatural real estate transactions and financial provision. Whether through renovation of your current dwelling or acquisition of a new property, your living situation is about to improve dramatically. Your home will become a place of peace, hospitality, and ministry. Your transportation needs are being met tonight, as God orchestrates the provision of reliable, safe, and even beautiful vehicles for your use. Car troubles that have been expensive and frustrating are being resolved. The vehicle you need for your lifestyle and ministry is being prepared through divine connections and favor. The technology that will serve your purpose is being upgraded tonight, as electronic devices function better and last longer than expected. Computer skills that you need are being supernaturally downloaded. Internet connections improve. Software problems resolve themselves. Your digital life becomes a tool for kingdom advancement. As this night of healing draws toward its close, know that you have been forever changed by the touch of God's hand upon your life. The whisper of healing that began when you first opened your heart has accomplished more than you will fully understand until you see yourself from heaven's perspective. You have been kissed by eternity, embraced by infinity, and marked by the love that conquered death itself. The morning light that will soon dawn carries within its rays the promise of new beginnings that flow from tonight's supernatural encounter. You will wake not just healed, but transformed, not just restored, but elevated, not just recovered, but empowered for the greatest season of your life. The whisper that came to you in darkness will echo in your heart throughout all your days, reminding you that you are loved, chosen, and destined for greatness in the kingdom of God. Rest now in the absolute certainty that God's healing work in your life is complete and perfect. Sleep in the confidence that tomorrow brings not just hope, but manifestation, not just possibility, but reality, not just dreams, but their fulfillment. You are healed, you are whole, you are free, and you are forever His. The breath that fills your lungs right now carries more than oxygen. It carries the breath of the Almighty, who first breathed life into Adam's nostrils in the garden. Each inhalation tonight draws in the atmosphere of heaven itself, saturating your bloodstream with divine life force that your cells recognize and welcome with joy. Your respiratory system is being recalibrated to its perfect design, airways opening wider than they have in years, lungs expanding with new capacity that will serve you for decades to come. Feel the tension melting from your facial muscles as divine peace settles over your countenance like morning dew. The worry lines that have etched themselves into your forehead are being smoothed by invisible hands of love. Your jaw, which may have been clenched from stress, releases as supernatural relaxation flows through every nerve and sinew. Even in sleep, your face begins to reflect the inner transformation taking place in the depths of your being. Your voice, which may have been weakened by years of holding back tears or swallowing words you needed to say, is being restored tonight with new strength and authority. Vocal cords that have been strained by shouting in frustration or whispering in fear are being healed and tuned to carry the frequency of heaven. Tomorrow, your words will carry power to heal because they will flow from a heart that has been touched by the Word made flesh. The dreams that visit you in these sacred hours may transport you to places you have never been, but somehow recognize, landscapes of your own soul, where healing springs bubble up from hidden depths. You may find yourself walking through gardens where every flower represents a different aspect of your restoration, breathing air so pure it makes your earthly atmosphere seem thick and heavy by comparison. These are not mere products of your sleeping mind, but actual destinations in the realm of the spirit, where your soul travels to receive what it needs. In some dreams tonight, you may encounter Jesus himself, not as a distant religious figure, but as your intimate friend who knows every secret of your heart. He may walk with you along beaches where the sand beneath your feet represents the countless grains of his thoughts toward you, each one precious and planned before time began. The conversations you have with him in these dream encounters will be remembered long after you wake, their words becoming anchors of hope in future storms. Your hands, which may have grown weak from illness or trembled with anxiety, are being strengthened tonight with supernatural steadiness and skill. Whether you are an artist whose creativity has been stifled, a craftsman whose precision has been compromised, or simply someone who struggles to hold things steady, divine coordination is being restored to every finger, every joint, every movement. Your hands are being prepared for the works of service that await you in your healed future. The feet that carry you through life are being renewed tonight with supernatural strength and stability. Bunions, plantar fasciitis, and other sources of pain are yielding to divine healing touch. But more than physical restoration, your spiritual feet are being fitted with the preparation of the gospel of peace, ready to carry you into places and purposes you never imagined possible. Every step you take tomorrow will be guided by divine GPS that leads you exactly where you need to be. Your spine, that crucial highway of nerve communication between brain and body, is being perfectly aligned tonight as divine hands adjust each vertebra to its ideal position. Herniated discs are being healed, pinched nerves are being released, and the chronic pain that has been your constant companion is fading away like shadows before the dawn. You will wake tomorrow standing taller, not just physically but spiritually, carrying yourself with the dignity of one who knows their true identity. The lymphatic system, often overlooked but essential for immunity and detoxification, is being supercharged tonight with supernatural efficiency. Swollen lymph nodes that have indicated your body's struggle against infection or disease are returning to normal size as divine cleansing flows through every vessel. Your body's natural defense systems are being upgraded with heaven's technology, preparing you to walk in unprecedented health and vitality. Your teeth and gums, which may have been sources of pain or embarrassment, are being restored tonight with miraculous precision. Cavities are being filled with divine substance stronger than any earthly material. Receding gums are being regenerated. Loose teeth are being secured. Your smile is being transformed not just aesthetically, but functionally, preparing you to speak and eat with comfort and confidence. The hair on your head, which may have thinned with age, stress, or medical treatment, is being renewed tonight at the follicular level. Dormant hair follicles are awakening with new life. Graying hair may begin to return to its original color, as cellular regeneration reverses the aging process. But more than external beauty, you are receiving the beauty of holiness that makes you attractive in ways that transcend physical appearance. Your nails, those small but telling indicators of overall health, are being strengthened tonight as mineral deficiencies are corrected and circulation improves. Brittle, splitting nails become strong and flexible. Fungal infections that have been persistent are being eliminated by divine antifungal properties that flow through your bloodstream. Every detail of your physical form is receiving attention from your Creator, who notices and cares about even the smallest aspects of your well-being. The scars that mark your body from surgeries, accidents, or self-inflicted wounds are being touched tonight by healing power that not only fades their appearance, but erases the traumatic memories associated with how they were formed. Some scars may disappear entirely, while others remain as gentle reminders of God's faithfulness through difficult seasons. Each mark on your body tells a story of survival that will encourage others facing similar battles. Your posture is being corrected tonight as muscles remember their proper alignment, and bones settle into positions that promote health rather than pain. Shoulders that have been hunched with worry are relaxing and opening. Hips that have been twisted by compensation patterns are finding their proper alignment. Your entire skeletal structure is being realigned with the confidence and dignity of your true identity in Christ. The chronic inflammation that may have been the root cause of multiple health issues is being cooled tonight by the anti-inflammatory properties of divine love. Swelling in joints, organs, and tissues is subsiding as your immune system learns to distinguish between threats and normal tissue. The fire of inflammation is being quenched by the river of life that flows from God's throne. Your body temperature regulation, which may have been disrupted by hormonal changes, medications, or illness, is being perfectly calibrated tonight. Hot flashes that have disrupted your comfort are being eliminated. Cold sensitivity that has made you miserable is being corrected. Your internal thermostat is being reset to maintain optimal temperature for healing and comfort. The medication that you may have been taking for various conditions is being supernaturally purified tonight of negative side effects while its beneficial properties are enhanced. Your body is learning to heal naturally, reducing dependence on artificial interventions. Some medications may become unnecessary, as your body remembers how to function perfectly on its own. Always consult with healthcare providers, but expect miraculous improvements that may surprise even your doctors. Your appetite is being normalized tonight as both physical and emotional hunger find their proper balance. If you have struggled with eating too little due to depression, anxiety, or illness, healthy hunger is being restored. If you have battled overeating as a response to emotional pain, those triggers are being healed at their source. You are learning to nourish your body as the temple it was created to be. The water content of your body is being perfectly balanced tonight as cellular hydration reaches optimal levels. Organs that have been operating in survival mode due to chronic dehydration are being refreshed with living water that satisfies at the deepest level. Your skin becomes more supple, your energy increases, and your mental clarity improves as proper hydration is restored. Your acid-alkaline balance is being perfectly calibrated tonight as your body's pH levels normalize to support optimal health. The acidic conditions that have promoted disease and inflammation are being neutralized by the alkalizing effects of divine peace and joy. Your internal environment becomes hostile to sickness but welcoming to vibrant health. The electromagnetic field that surrounds your body is being cleansed tonight of negative frequencies that have disrupted your natural energy flow. Environmental toxins from cell phones, wireless networks, and other electronic devices are being neutralized by divine protection. Your body's natural electrical system is being restored to its original frequency of perfect health. Your circadian rhythms are being reset tonight to align with natural cycles that promote optimal health and healing. Your pineal gland, that mysterious third eye of medical science, is being cleansed and activated to produce the perfect amounts of melatonin for restorative sleep and serotonin for emotional well-being. You are being synchronized with heaven's timing for rest and activity. The mitochondria within your cells, those tiny powerhouses that generate energy for life, are being regenerated tonight with supernatural efficiency. If you have struggled with chronic fatigue or low energy, these cellular batteries are being recharged with divine electricity that never runs out. You will wake tomorrow feeling energized from the inside out, ready to tackle challenges that previously would have exhausted you. Your DNA is being protected tonight from further damage, while existing genetic harm is being supernaturally repaired. Telomeres that determine cellular aging are being lengthened, effectively turning back your biological clock. The genetic expression of health, longevity, and vitality is being activated while genes associated with disease and premature aging are being silenced. The stem cells within your body are being activated tonight with regenerative power that exceeds anything medical science has discovered. These master cells that can become any type of tissue are being directed by divine intelligence to repair damage wherever it exists. Organs that have been compromised are being rebuilt from the cellular level up with perfect precision and unlimited supply. Your immune system is learning tonight to recognize and eliminate threats with supernatural accuracy while leaving healthy tissue completely unharmed. Autoimmune conditions that have turned your body against itself are being corrected as immune cells receive new programming to distinguish between self and foreign invaders. Cancer cells that may have been hiding in your body are being identified and eliminated by your supercharged immune response. The cellular communication within your body is being perfected tonight as chemical messengers learn to deliver their signals with divine precision. Hormonal imbalances that have affected mood, energy, weight, and sexual function are being corrected as endocrine glands receive recalibration from their original designer. Every cell in your body is learning to speak the language of health and wholeness. Your bone marrow, that hidden factory within your bones where blood cells are manufactured, is being renewed tonight with the capacity to produce the perfect types and quantities of cells your body needs. Red blood cells that carry oxygen are being optimized for maximum efficiency. White blood cells that fight infection are being strengthened and multiplied. Platelets that promote clotting are being balanced for optimal circulation and healing. The interstitial fluid that bathes every cell in your body is being purified tonight, creating the perfect environment for cellular function and communication. Toxins that have accumulated in these spaces are being dissolved and eliminated. Nutrients and oxygen are flowing freely to every cell while waste products are being efficiently removed. Your entire body is being marinated in the healing solution of divine love. Your nervous system is being rewired tonight, with pathways of peace that will serve you for the rest of your life. Neural networks that have fired together in patterns of pain, anxiety, and dysfunction are being dissolved and replaced with circuits of joy, peace, and optimal function. Your brain is literally being rewired for happiness, success, and spiritual sensitivity. The fascia that surrounds and supports every muscle in your body is being released tonight from patterns of tension and restriction that may have developed over years or decades. This connective tissue that holds everything together is being restored to its proper flexibility and strength. Movement becomes easier, pain decreases, and your body remembers how to flow with grace and power. Your reflexes are being sharpened tonight as nerve conduction velocities increase to optimal levels. Response times that may have been slowed by age, medication, or neurological issues are being restored to youthful quickness. Balance, coordination, and reaction times are being enhanced as your nervous system operates at peak efficiency. The proprioception that tells your brain where your body is in space is being calibrated tonight with supernatural precision. If you have struggled with dizziness, balance problems, or spatial disorientation, these systems are being reset to their original accuracy. You will wake tomorrow feeling grounded, stable, and confident in your physical movements through space. Your cellular memory is being cleansed tonight of traumatic imprints that have been stored at the deepest levels of your being. Not only are your conscious memories being healed, but the cellular storage of trauma is being erased and replaced with memories of love, safety, and divine protection. Every cell in your body is learning to vibrate with the frequency of wholeness rather than woundedness. The quantum field that surrounds and interpenetrates your physical form is being purified tonight of negative patterns and frequencies that have attracted unwanted experiences into your life. Your energy signature is being transformed to magnetize blessings, opportunities, and divine connections, while repelling everything that would harm or hinder your destiny. As these final hours of night give way to dawn, the healing work that began when you first opened your heart continues to deepen and expand. Your transformation is not a one-time event, but the beginning of a new way of being that will unfold with increasing glory for the rest of your days. You are not just being fixed, but being elevated to a level of health and wholeness that exceeds anything you have previously experienced. The sun that rises tomorrow morning will shine upon a person who has been fundamentally altered by the healing whisper of Almighty God. Your reflection in the mirror will show changes that may be subtle or dramatic, but they will be real and lasting because they come from the hand of the one who spoke the universe into existence and continues to uphold all things by the power of his word. You have been kissed by eternity, embraced by infinity, and marked forever by the love that knows no bounds. The whisper that came to you in the darkness has accomplished everything it was sent to do, and more than you dared to ask or imagine. You are healed, you are whole, you are free, and you are forever changed by the supernatural encounter that occurred in the sacred hours of this night. Tomorrow begins not just a new day, but a new life. Not just recovery, but total transformation. Not just healing, but the beginning of a journey into dimensions of health, purpose, and blessing that will exceed your wildest dreams. Sleep now in perfect peace, beloved child of the Most High, knowing that you are completely healed and forever held in the arms of infinite love. Your new day dawns with the gentle stirring of a heart that has been completely remade in the furnace of divine love. As consciousness slowly returns, you may notice that the first thought entering your awakening mind is not the usual inventory of problems or pain, but rather a quiet sense of gratitude that seems to bubble up from some deep well within you that was dry yesterday, but overflows today with living water. The quality of light streaming through your windows appears different this morning, not because the sun has changed, but because your eyes have been washed clean by tears of healing that flowed while you slept. Colors seem more vivid, shadows less threatening, and the ordinary objects in your room somehow appear touched with the extraordinary presence that filled your space throughout the night. Even the air you breathe tastes sweeter, cleaner, charged with the residual glory of heaven's visitation to your humble dwelling. Your body responds differently as you begin to move. Muscles that have been tight for months or years now flowing with an ease that surprises and delights you. The chronic ache that has been your unwelcome morning companion for so long is notably absent, replaced by a sense of strength and vitality that feels both familiar and entirely new. You sit up in bed with an agility that makes you pause and marvel at the restoration that has occurred in the secret hours of darkness. The emotional landscape of your inner world has been transformed as dramatically as any physical healing you may have received. Where anxiety once rushed to meet you at the threshold of wakefulness, peace now stands guard over. Where depression once painted your thoughts, everything in shades of hopelessness, joy now whispers possibilities and promises that make your heart quicken with anticipation rather than dread. Your mind operates with a clarity that cuts through confusion like sunlight through fog, revealing pathways forward that were invisible just hours ago. Decisions that seemed impossible yesterday now present themselves with obvious solutions. Problems your consciousness have been reduced that loomed like mountains into manageable hills that you know you can climb with the new strength coursing through your being. The relationships that have caused you pain are seen now through the lens of divine perspective, and you find yourself able to extend forgiveness that flows effortlessly from a heart that has been forgiven much. The walls you built to protect yourself from further hurt no longer seem necessary or even desirable. Your capacity to love and trust has been restored to levels that exceed even your youngest, most innocent days. As you move through your morning routine, simple tasks become acts of worship, as you marvel at the restoration of abilities you had forgotten you possessed. The shower water feels like baptismal blessing cascading over skin that glows with health and vitality. Your reflection in the mirror shows not just physical improvements, but a light in your eyes that speaks of deep inner healing and renewed hope. Your voice carries new authority and warmth as you speak, whether to family members, pets, or simply to yourself as you prepare for the day. Words flow more easily, thoughts organize themselves with greater clarity, and you find yourself naturally speaking life and blessing, rather than complaint and criticism. The very timbre of your voice seems to carry healing frequencies that bless everyone who hears it. The breakfast you prepare tastes more delicious than food has in years, your appetite returning with healthy enthusiasm for nourishment, rather than the mechanical eating that has sustained you through difficult seasons. Your digestive system welcomes food with grateful efficiency, processing nutrients with optimal function, and eliminating waste with comfortable ease. Your walk to work or through your neighborhood becomes a celebration, as legs that have been weak discover new strength, lungs that have been compromised breathe deeply without effort, and a heart that has been heavy now beats with the rhythm of joy and expectation. Neighbors and strangers alike seem to notice something different about you, though they may not be able to articulate exactly what has changed. The work environment that has been a source of stress and frustration suddenly presents opportunities for positive influence and meaningful contribution. Co-workers who have been difficult to love find themselves drawn to the peace that radiates from your presence. Tasks that once seemed overwhelming now appear manageable and even enjoyable as you approach them with renewed energy and perspective. Challenges that arise throughout your day no longer trigger the same patterns of worry and fear that have dominated your responses for years. Instead, you find yourself accessing reserves of wisdom and strength that seem to come from outside yourself, divine resources that flow through you to meet every situation with grace and effectiveness. The financial pressures that have kept you awake at night seem less threatening now, not because your circumstances have changed overnight, but because your relationship with security itself has been transformed. You carry within you a deep knowing that your provider sees every need and has already set in motion the solutions that will manifest in his perfect timing. Your children respond to the change in your emotional atmosphere with visible relief and increased affection, as if they can sense that the parent they have always needed is finally fully present and available. Yearnings from within you, reckoned spouse or potential future spouse, is drawn to the new light, that shining at a soul level that something beautiful and powerful has been birthed in your life. The creative gifts that have lain dormant for years begin to stir with new life and purpose, ideas flowing with the ease of a river that has been freed from the dams that once restricted its flow. Whether in art, music, writing, or innovation, your imagination operates with a freedom and boldness that surprises even you. Your prayer life transforms from desperate petition to intimate conversation as you discover that the God you have been seeking has been dwelling within you all along, waiting for the internal noise to quiet enough for you to recognize His constant presence. Scripture comes alive with personal relevance as the same Spirit who inspired the words illuminates their application to your unique situation and calling. The ministry opportunities that have seemed beyond your capability now present themselves as natural expressions of the healing you have received. Your testimony becomes a key that unlocks hope in hearts that have been imprisoned by despair. Your transformation becomes evidence that miracles still happen for those who have given up on the possibility of change. The dreams that you buried under the weight of disappointment and practical limitations begin to resurface with new vitality and divine backing. Visions that seemed too grand for someone with your limitations now appear not only possible but inevitable as you recognize the supernatural resources available to fulfill heaven's purposes for your life. Your sense of timing aligns with divine rhythm as you find yourself in the right place at the right moment with increasing frequency. Divine appointments replace random encounters as God orchestrates your steps to intersect with the people and opportunities that serve both your healing and your destiny. The fear that has governed so many of your choices dissolves in the light of perfect love that has taken up residence in your heart. Risk-taking that once seemed foolish now appears as faith-filled obedience to the promptings of a God who has proven His faithfulness through your supernatural healing experience. Your physical energy sustains you through demands that would have exhausted you yesterday, drawing from sources that seem to replenish themselves faster than you can drain them. Sleep comes easily and restoratively each night as your body learns to trust in the protection and provision of the One who never slumbers or sleeps. The addictive patterns that once controlled your behavior lose their power over your choices as the underlying wounds that drove compulsive behavior have been healed at their source. Freedom flows naturally from wholeness rather than requiring constant vigilance and willpower. Your immune system operates at peak efficiency, protecting you from illnesses that once would have derailed your plans and sapped your strength. Environmental toxins that previously triggered reactions are neutralized by the supernatural, characterizes your physical resilience that now form. Your healing journey does not end with the dawn, but begins anew each day as you walk in the fullness of what God has accomplished in your life. The whisper that came to you in darkness has planted seeds of restoration that will continue to grow and flourish, bearing fruit that nourishes not only your own soul, but the lives of everyone you encounter. You have been forever marked by divine love, transformed by supernatural power, and commissioned to carry this healing light into a world that desperately needs the hope you now embody. Rest secure in the knowledge that you are completely whole, eternally loved, and destined for a future more beautiful than you ever dared imagine. As this sacred night draws to its perfect close and the first whispers of dawn begin to touch the horizon, know that you have been forever transformed by the healing presence of Almighty God. The whisper that came to you in the darkness has accomplished more than your finite mind can comprehend, reaching into every cell, every thought, every hidden corner of your being with supernatural precision and infinite love. You are no longer the same person who laid their head upon this pillow hours ago. The pain that seemed insurmountable has bowed to the superior authority of divine healing. The fear that once paralyzed your dreams has been dissolved by perfect love. The wounds that have defined your story for too long have been transformed into testimonies of God's miraculous power and unfailing faithfulness. Tomorrow morning, you will wake as living proof that our God still moves in supernatural ways among His people. Your restored body will be evidence that nothing is impossible for the one who spoke the universe into existence. Your renewed mind will demonstrate that captivity can become freedom, that despair can become hope, that brokenness can become beautiful wholeness that exceeds even your original design. The healing that has flowed through your being tonight is not just for you alone, but for every life you will touch in the days ahead. Your transformation becomes a beacon of hope for the hopeless, a testimony of possibility for those trapped in impossibility, a living demonstration that God's love knows no limits, and His power recognizes no boundaries. Carry this moment with you always. When challenges arise, remember this night, when heaven touched earth in the most intimate way possible. When others need hope, share the story of what God has done in your life through His healing whisper. When the enemy whispers lies about your worth or your future, recall the truth that was spoken over you in these sacred hours. You are healed, beloved child of the Most High. You are whole, chosen vessel of divine purpose. You are free, walking testimony of grace triumphant. Rest now in the absolute certainty that you are forever held in the arms of infinite love, and tomorrow begins the first day of the rest of your transformed life.